We're live drafting, baby. We're live drafting right now on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty. So, first of all, file on in. Second of all, get ready to draft. Third of all, we're discussing Josh Allen and his ADP. And we're talking early quarterback drafting as we do this live Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty draft. So, file on in. Get ready. Frake is first in the building. We're doing it live. The Fantasy Football Show begins right now.
From the FantasyFootballShow.com studios, it's the Fantasy Football Show live Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Eastern.
What is up, good people? File on in. Get ready for the Fantasy Football Show live draft edition of this bad boy. And I'm going to drop the link in T-minus, 10 seconds here. Hang tight while I load that up. We had a good show earlier. We had a really good show earlier talking about Christian Watson. If you missed that Christian Watson episode, you got to watch it. We ended it we ended that thing like an hour and a half ago. We're already back live drafting here on Underdog Fantasy promo code Smitty here on the live channel, thefantasyfootballshow.com. All right, we're going to jump in here. I'm going to drop the link in 1 second here, and I'm going to pin it in the live chat. And if you want to get in to these drafts, it's hard. The spots go very quickly. It's not like, it takes even more than 10 to 15 seconds to fully load. And we're competing with a bunch of randoms that try and get in the draft, and they don't even know we're live right now trying to do this. So it isn't something to where everybody's going to get in. But if you don't get in, jump into a draft right alongside of it and use the context of what we're talking about to dominate that draft. There's nothing wrong with drafting at the same time in another draft. So do it live. And here is the link. I'm going to drop the link in the live chat right now. Okay, that's how you get in. Minimum of $10 in Underdog will match up to $100 in your first deposit. So Underdog Fantasy, promo code Smitty. Get in. Do it live. Appreciate you all. And here we go. I'm going to drop this link here. It's pinned. It's pinned in the live chat. Click it. And let's go back to, hold on 1 second. I'm in trouble again with my system. I'm trying to. Let me tell you something about Christian Watson. That was a clip from this is what we had earlier. Just so you know. If you want a little piece of what went on earlier. Let me tell you something about Christian Watson. This guy is not just a potential top 10, 12 wide receiver, a low-end fantasy football wide receiver one. No, this guy can actually be a top 6 to 10 wide receiver in 2023. Go check out that video that dropped earlier. It was the show prior, and it's fantastic. Here we go. Right now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to click on the Puppy 2, which is that second card. And click the green button right now. $1 million in prizes, 150K going to first place. I'm clicking the green button. You already clicked the green button. We're waiting on, we're waiting on 10 spots. We got into the perfect draft. 10 openings, ladies and gentlemen. 10 openings. We're going to all get in this one. Every single one of us can get into this one. Not everyone, but you know what I'm saying. Okay, filled. Look how quickly they filled. Boom, boom, boom. One more spot. If you miss it, get into another draft. Don't be bashful about getting into your own draft, okay? There we go. I'm going to pop open this bad boy, and we're going to place this right here. Why does it keep resetting everything? It's not on dark mode. Nothing is working. Look, I have it on dark mode. But the pop-up window, there, now it's in dark mode. I don't know what was going on. Okay, here we go. Drop that down here. Draft begins in just a few seconds. Looks like I got handed the 11 pick. I always get a late pick with you guys. I always get like this 11 or 12 or 10 spot. Code Smitty, if you haven't already. Link is pinned. Thomas dropping the thunder. I'm doing one draft. Today's going to be a little short. I'm doing one draft, and I'm out of here today. 17 thumbs up, 61 of you in here. Thomas says, super chatted earlier about Dynasty startup from the 12th spot. If you, let's see. I'm sorry if I missed that, Thomas, or maybe you're just reminding me. 1.12 asking, so are gone. Who should I take, Bijan or Garrett Wilson? let's see, what am I saying? From the 12th spot, asking if so and so are gone. Bijan or Garrett Wilson were available, so I smashed it. Okay, you're talking about all the quarterbacks were gone. I'm trying to read this, Thomas, but I think you're fat fingering the message. But you had all those quarterbacks that you mentioned were gone. Trevor Lawrence, Lamar, and so you smashed Garrett Wilson and Bijan. I don't blame you at all. Now, it's a risky play, like I said earlier when you super chatted. I do remember it now. And you got to really be careful, with how long you push it at the quarterback position. But I wouldn't force anything. I would, in the 4th and 5th round, you could probably scoop up the Aaron Rodgers, and especially at that 12 pick, you're going to know what you're dealing with the 4th draft selection. I would probably take a quarterback with that 4th rounder. If you have to go earlier, strike earlier. If you feel there's value, strike. But am I taking a Danny Dimes early just to force quarterback? Absolutely not. I think you did the right thing. Even hopefully Garrett Wilson falls to your next pick. You get Bijan, Garrett Wilson, and Gibbs, and then you draft an Aaron Rodgers. You're off to the races, pal. Okay, in this particular draft, it went Jamar Chase, Justin Jefferson, Tyreek Hill, Christian McCaffrey, Bijan Robinson going to TD strikers. I think we got this whole entire draft is our group. Pretty much every single person here is in our group. We got in. I don't know what's going on here. I'm trying to log in on mobile. All right, I'm on the clock. I got to go back over. I have to draft on desktop tonight. I'm logged out on my phone, and I don't have time to troubleshoot that or re-log in. So I am on the clock here. Garrett Wilson's still available. I'm going to go Garrett Wilson. Because why wouldn't I? Why wouldn't I take a top 1 to 4 wide receiver in Garrett Wilson? Path is on the clock here. I can pop open the board real quickly and wait. He took CeeDee Lamb. And he took Amon-Ra St. Brown. Adams, no way. Olave's early here, but let's go JT. We'll take JT. All right, let me pop this board open again. Go back to about right there. Let's get Thomas off the screen. No offense, Thomas, but nice job on that, pal. Nice job. Super chats are all taken care of so far. Thomas, appreciate you. Everybody in the building, appreciate you. Hit that thumb up on your way in the door. 22 thumbs up, and we have 80 people in here. So can we get those numbers pumped up? Those are rookie numbers. So reviewing the draft, it went A.J. Brown, Kelsey at 8, Diggs at 9, Austin Eckler at 10. I took Garrett Wilson at 11. CD and Amon-Ra went back-to-back 12 and 13. Your boy took Jonathan Taylor at 14. I got Garrett Wilson and JT paired up together. Balance, I like it. Gives me a lot of flexibility at 35 and 38 overall when I get back to my almost turn picks with that 11 slot. And I feel like I can go in any direction I want. Any direction my little heart desires, because I started off in a naturally balanced state of JT and Garrett Wilson. Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, stronger. Look, they're both got a lot of potential skill set wise. I worry about Eckler's 28 age season we're about to see underway. I worry about him staying healthy, but I mean, would I take him in the second round? I would. Do I think he's a steal in the second round? I think he could be, but I don't take Eckler in round 1. But that's me. You do what you do. You love Adams. I don't love Adams. Keep doing what you're doing. Trust your gut. That's fine. Diggs and Jalen Waddle going to big dog Stark. He's going double wide receiver. Kelsey and Higgins going to that 8 slot to Cron. Dust Jacket is taking A.J. Brown and Barkley. Cooper Kupp and Chris Olave. TD Strikers has Jalen Hurts and Bijan. Christian McCaffrey and Devontae Smith to Goon Squad. Then we got boosted in the 3 spot, taking Tyreek Hill and Nick Chubb. And we got King Johnny with the Justin Jefferson, Patrick Mahomes stack. Blind Larry in the 1 spot takes Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, Joe Burrow. And then we swing back over to King Johnny. Burrow's early, but I mean, a 3rd drafted player. I don't blame anybody for trying to stack up Burrow and Jamar Chase. So you can call it a reach if you want, but it's 1 reach. 1 reach is okay, especially when you can justify the rationale here of stacking and doing well with that. So I like it. It's a fantastic start. Being in the one slot is very advantageous, like to an extreme degree. So, that's great. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jefferson, Mahomes is a fantastic start. King Johnny, this is going to be a reach draft. This draft is going to be a massively big reach fest because we have this entire 12 slots is consumed of our community. And so everyone's trying to get everybody before anybody else gets that player, and it's going to be a complete reach fest the whole way. Which, you can take advantage of that if you're like someone in my shoes where I'm seeing a lot of my players getting picked off left and right. I wear my players and my predictions on my sleeve. So you guys all know what I want. We're all very like-minded. People are drafting a lot of what this show promotes and talks about. So like Drake London in the 3rd round, he's a 4th rounder typically, or he's a late 3rd rounder to 4th rounder. Late 3rd, I'd say late 3rd now. He's moving up. But none of these guys are going to stay around. They're all going to get scooped up. Calvin Ridley usually falls a lot later. Jahmyr Gibbs usually falls a lot later. Joe Burrow usually falls a lot later. So what I can do is continue to chase the reach-a-thon that we got going on here. This reach-a-thon, reach an entire 4 or 5 picks ahead of their ADP. Or I can draft against that grain and try and scoop up a team that maybe I shouldn't have. Maybe I take some gambles on some older players that I normally wouldn't. Smitty, you're sleeping on St. Brown. How could I sleep on St. Brown, Uncle Philly? How can I sleep on St. Brown? You tell me how I sleep on St. Brown. I told you about St. Brown, Uncle Philly. I told you about St. Brown. How can I sleep on St. Brown? I'm on the clock. It's like telling the inventor of the car, let me tell you about this car that we've got going on here. Okay. I guess I'll go Travis Etienne. So the team so far is Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, Garrett Wilson. Lamar Jackson. Probably going to try and go wide receiver if I can. I don't love going. Oh, Christian Watson's still there. Yeah, I'll probably go Watson. There we go. All right, let me pop this little window out again and put that right in the center of the screen. And there we go. We've got Garrett Wilson. We've got Jonathan Taylor. We got Travis Etienne. We got Christian Watson. We're feeling pretty good from the 11th spot. The 12 spot's got CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson. The 10 slot has Austin Eckler, Devontae Adams, Josh Jacobs, DK Metcalf. Pretty much my all-avoid team. The big dog Stark in the 9 spot's got Diggs, Waddle, Josh Allen, Amari Cooper. Not a big fan of Cooper. I feel like Big Dog Stark is he drafts half of what I like and half what I don't. But he's going off his own gut instinct, and that's good. I like that you guys don't just draft what you hear on the channel. You use your own information. Any news on Kamara? No news on Kamara yet. Landon, just keep stealing him away from people, but just don't take him early. You got to take him where he's drafting. Matt says, I wish you could start at the drafts at the same time every night. Either 5 minutes. Well, Matt, I can't go around your schedule, bro. But I do appreciate you, and I'm glad you're here, and I hope that you jump into one of these. But, Matt, I usually do go at 12:30 pretty much every night. I've just been trying to go a little earlier for everybody that doesn't get to draft with us because they're East Coast. So I tried to dip in a little early tonight. We're before midnight tonight, which is good, midnight Eastern. Fields, A.J. Brown, Barkley, Ramondre. Pretty solid there. Let's see. I appreciate you. I'm just joking with you, pal. But yeah, I try and go the same time every night. It's a good team. Cooper Kupp, Olave, Henry, Najee, very good team. That's a really crafty 6 slot draft right there. Bijan, Hurts, Drake London, Walker, I like that. TD Strikers, Ron Navy, Christian McCaffrey, Devontae Smith, Tony Pollard on the clock. Takes Hawkinson. Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, Calvin Ridley, and who is Boosted going to take? DeAndre Hopkins, not bad. J.J. Mahomes, Jahmyr Gibbs, and who is King Johnny going to grab right here? My team, Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, and Christian Watson. I don't love this draft slot because I feel like you get gypped a little bit on some of the bigger guns, like for example, like Ron, you did really good from this draft slot. This is a really good spot. Five, like 1, 2, 3 and 4 obviously good, but 5 feels really good because Bijan usually falls there in a normal draft, 5 or 6. And so you get this great second round pick, and then you still can grab this guy, like a guy like London, as your first wide receiver, and go not late wide receiver shopping, but you wait till the third round in an environment where most people tell you, you sure you got to go wide receiver? You don't have to do anything you don't want to do. And then Kenneth Walker makes a great 4th or 5th round pick, no matter what situation you're in. Keenan Allen, not huge fan of Keenan Allen at all. Love the first 3. Not a huge fan of Aaron Jones in the 4th round. Keenan Allen in the 5th round. Jerry Jeudy, not a huge fan. Ayuk, not a huge fan. Calvin Ridley, Hopkins, Christian Kirk. That's pretty good there, boosted. You got a good team. But I don't know if I would have went wide receiver here when you only have the 1 RB. And I like Kirk, but probably would go... I'd probably go RB there versus Kirk. Just given you already have 3 amazing wide receivers. TD strikers went Jordan Addison per usual. I could have called that one from a mile away. He loves them. Cooper Kupp, Chris Olave, Derrick Henry, Najee, Mike Williams. I don't mind Mike Williams, but it feels early. I liked everything up until that point, though. A.J. Brown, Barkley, Ramondre, Justin Fields. Very crafty little team here. Let's see if he screws the pooch here. Terry McLaurin, not bad. Travis Kelce, T. Higgins, DJ Moore, Debo Samuel, Chris Godwin. Okay. Little wide receiver happy there, Crone. Big dog Stark. What's he going to do? Diggs, Waddle, Josh Allen. Love the start. Not super fond of Cooper, but he's steady. He's like steady Eddie. Steady Amari. Sure. What if Hopkins lands there, though? Then what? I don't know. I'm not sure. Seems like the lead dog candidate potentially for Hopkins, but then again, maybe not. JK, I like that pick. That's a pretty crafty pick there. All right, let's get back in the mix. I gotta get drafting here. I'm gonna time out if I'm not careful because I don't have anything prepped, and I'm already on the clock, or I'm about to be on the clock. Okay, so quarterback, running back, wide receiver. I'm pretty balanced, right? I've got 2 running backs, 2 wide receivers. Feeling pretty good about that. Okay, Mixon went. So given that I've got Christian Watson, Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, I don't love any of the wide receivers or running backs enough to where I'd be devastated if I lost them. So I'm going to go Trevor Lawrence so that I don't miss out on the opportunity to get him. I don't think this guy would have taken that 12, would have taken another quarterback, but you just never know. There are a lot of people trying the crafty old double quarterback, and I would have taken the gamble that Lawrence would have fallen if I loved anybody else, but I don't feel like I'm going to be devastated if I miss out on somebody that was listed, so I'm going to go with the guy I don't want to miss out on. You never know. Lamar and Trevor Lawrence would be an amazing opportunity to do the double quarterback from that 12 slot. So I made an educated guess that there's a chance he could have went T-Law, and I didn't want to take that chance. Okay, so he went Jackson Smith and Jigba. Now he's on the clock, and he takes Dameon Pierce. I'm back on the board. I like Kyle Pitts here. I mean, you know what? I'm going to go 5 seconds left. I'm going to go DeAndre Swift. I might have timed out. I timed out on Kyle Pitts. I had him queued higher. That's fine. I was debating it. Okay, so my team is, it was either Pitts or Swift. So that's why you queue somebody. Just in case you time out, you're getting the guy you queued. So I queued Kyle Pitts, was toying around with Swift, tried to switch, didn't get it, but that's okay. Because I love Kyle Pitts. That's why I queued him. So Kyle Pitts is in my queue. He gets drafted. Now I'm rolling with a very balanced squad. Probably the most balanced squad I've had in a little while because I'm just rolling through each position. I got Garrett Wilson. I got Jonathan Taylor. I got Travis Etienne. I got Christian Watson. I got Trevor Lawrence. And I got Kyle Pitts. Feeling pretty good about that team. I'm liking it. Lancaster dropping a super chat on screen. Appreciate you, Lancaster, my man. Lancaster dropping the bombs the other day on the show. Lancaster says, started with Eckler, JT, Christian Watson, London. Eckler, JT, Christian Watson, London. Great wide receiver crew going no wide receiver till round 3 and 4. I like it. That's good, bro. Stay away from Hopkins looking like he's going to get a crap team. Maybe Philly. We don't know. It definitely doesn't feel like... I don't know. Definitely doesn't feel like Hopkins is headed in the right direction right now, but who knows? Are we doing another puppy? Probably not, but I may drop a Garrett Wilson private draft after this, so hang tight for that. Just tonight, tomorrow night, I'll probably be able to do 2 and roll through more. So thank you for being in here. Thank you for hitting that thumb up button. We got 110 of you in here. Punch that thumb up button for your boy Smitty. Do it live. Do it live. Can we zoom out of this and get a little bit more coverage? There we go. Just extend it just a little bit longer so I don't have to scroll down, because I want you guys to see who's been taken here. And I normally leave this on the screen, but I'm gonna take this down too so you guys can see. And let me move it up 1 more millimeter here. That should squeeze out another round there that we can see. Okay. So Jamar Chase, Breece Hall, Joe Burrow, love that start. I don't even mind Aaron Jones, but he does feel like a round. I mean, really, it is round 5. You're turning into round 5. I love seeing Madison go in the 7th round. I think that's great value. I like seeing Pickens and Jahan Dotson go a little later, but we're in a Snipe City here. Kadarius Toney, is better in the 7th round, but not a bad 6th round, and that 6th round turn is kind of right there. I don't mind DeAndre Swift in round 7 at all. I don't know what I'm even going to get here by the time it comes around in Snipe City. What's up, Matto? What's up, Big Buffalo? AA dropping 10 gifted members.
You've just been Smitty approved.
Mashed potatoes! Yeah, buddy.
AA dropping 10 gifted memberships in the live chat. Appreciate him. BK says, there goes my alarm at 11:55 to make sure I'm on by 12 o'clock. He's laughing. Sorry, BK. Big Buffalo was gifted a membership by AA. P. Ryan too soon. I don't know if P. Ryan in 7/8's okay. I guess 8's better than 7 for P. Ryan, to be honest. But all right, here we go. Stronger's on the clock. He takes Akers. I'll go Javonte. I would have went Waller if I hadn't taken Pitts, which I probably would have liked a little better in hindsight. I wish I would have got Swift, then got Waller. But Pitts and Javonte's nice too, but I would have rather had Swift and Waller. So just an example of reverse engineering your draft. Is Path on? Is he on auto? Because he seems to go the whole distance every time. And I don't know why his team hasn't been taken over by now, or maybe he just takes his sweet time, which is fine. BK, just get your notifications turned on. If you subscribe to my Instagram channel that says going live, you go to my profile, and then right below the paragraph about me, there's all those little circles, and one of them says channels. Go subscribe to that. Jameson Williams, I like that pick. I would have maybe taken Jameson. I'm going to go Kamara here. Let's pop open this box. Let's make that minimized by one little smidgen. And did you guys use Discord? I got Discord, Philly. It's on thefantasyfootballshow.com. Discord should be in the top banner. At the very, very top of the site. Where were we? Go to thefantasyfootballshow.com/Discord. Okay, so I've got Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor. I'm definitely needing wide receivers, but I'm scooping up the running backs. The running backs, I'm very running back heavy. JT, Travis Etienne, Javonte, Alvin Kamara. Sorry, BK. Appreciate you, man. Oh, Ron Navy got sniped on Charbonnet from. That's gonna be the problem. We're a bunch of snipers in here. Bunch of snipers. Ron's got Bijan, Hurts, Drake. Let me put a little box on here and highlight this right here. Ron's got Bijan, Jalen Hurts, London, Kenneth Walker, Jordan Addison, George Pickens, Alexander Madison. I like this team a lot. He probably would have taken Charbonnet here. Anthony Richardson, great pick. Have a nice little duo of QB. That QB room's sick. McCaffrey, Devontae Smith, Pollard, Hawkinson, Herbert, Jahan Dotson, Quentin Johnston. That's really good. Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Miles Sanders, Treylon Burks. Not bad. JJ Mahomes, Jahmyr Gibbs, Judy I don't like, Ayuk I don't like, Goddard's good, Dalvin Cook could be good, Elijah Moore, and then Evan Ingram going to Blind Larry. I like the team Blind Larry. All in all, there's some picks I wouldn't have made, but all in all, it's still a very good team. And it's a really good draft slot. Then you got Kirk Cousins, and then who's this guy going to take right here? Who's the 2 slot guy going to grab right here? I'll move my head right back in the way once we know who he takes. Dylan. Okay. Dylan's hard to factor in, man. I don't really know where I rank Dylan. I don't. No Murray in 2023. Tough to say. A lot of people are running their mouth about it like there's some answer to that question right now. Nobody knows. The Cardinals aren't telling anybody. But there's a really good shot if they're there's a really good shot that they sit him, you know, and that if they're like one win, they go for that number 1 overall pick. Why wouldn't you? Why didn't? I do Superflex all the time, bro. When they had Superflex underdogs, we did them like every night. So we do a lot of Superflex over here. Plus, we answer Superflex questions all day long. The thing about my content, Saab, is that my content revolves around your questions. So when somebody says, why don't you talk about this? Why don't you ask about it? And then we'll talk about it. You know what I mean? I'm here to discuss whatever you guys want. So if something needs to be discussed more, ask more questions about it. And then people that want it will see it, and you'll be doing everybody a service. You know what I mean? The only thing I don't really do much on is IDP. I'm not big on IDP. Not to mention, even if I have played it, obviously I do know IDP, but I don't focus on it at all because it's not a big market. It's growing for sure, but it's still small potatoes. And if I had IDP content on here, my regular people would stop watching us to a certain degree. And I don't want to do that, so we don't talk about IDP really. IDP is not something we look at really at all. And that's okay, because that's not what we want to do. It's not what I want to do. It's not what I want to focus on. And that's okay. Let's queue up. Okay, wide receiver. Antonio Gibson. TMT gifted 5
To the
YouTube
moon.
exclusive memberships. My boy TMT. TMT, thank you, my man. My dude. I need a wide receiver. I'm going to go Zay Jones. I really think Zay Jones still finds a role. I mean, clearly, you know, he's got a little uphill battle in terms of getting the same kind of volume that he was getting. And, like, I get it, but when you're looking for wide receiver value and you've gone a crazy light wide receiver strategy, you got to look for guys like Zay. Yeah, if we get 100 likes, I can't stay for the whole thing at all. But I will start another puppy and at least go through the first round or two. If we get 100 likes by the time this thing ends. If we don't, I'm sticking to my guns because we gotta make that mean something. You know, if we're gonna crank out something, sometimes I'll do it when we're a little short. But I won't be able to go through the whole thing. But if you guys hit that like button, 56 of you, 118 of you in here, all you got to do, 118 people in here, punch the thumb up button, get that to 100 likes, and by the end of this thing, I will drop one more. I will do it, and I will do it live. My Dynasty League is IDP. Yeah, we just don't do a lot of IDP. There's just not a lot of people that do it comparatively in the grand scheme. Just not. Everyone says, oh, it's huge. It's not. It's big. It's getting bigger. But, you know, it's kind of like, it's just if you go that route as a channel, you're gonna have less people watch you, but there'll be a diehard community that watches you, but you're not gonna grow the same way because IDP is going to bore a lot of people as people hit the snooze button. Sir Isaac dropping a $2 holler. How's my draft so far from the 12? So this is you, Sir Isaac, from this 12 spot. Let's take a little gander at your team, young man. You've got CeeDee Lamb. You've got Amon-Ra St. Brown. Let's zoom in one time. CeeDee Lamb, Amon-Ra St. Brown, Mark Andrews, Lamar Jackson. Get a little stackage going on there. Jackson Smith and Jigba. I would say that's you, Path. I didn't know that was you. I would say that you went too heavy wide receiver for my liking when... I don't know what running back you would have taken, though. I kind of feel like maybe JSN was the best pick there. I mean, J.K. Dobbins maybe would be early at 60, but not too bad. I don't know. I think I would have just grabbed another RB potentially. But I understand, you know, the wide receiver approach is definitely popular. The going heavy wide receiver. What's up? You're live on the show. Who's this? Young. What's up, Young?
Hey, how's it going, Smitty? How you doing tonight?
I'm good, bro. Just cranking through a little draft ski right here.
Nice. Yeah, I'm watching right now. Hey, I just had a quick question. Remember back a little while ago when you said that whoever is the Miami Dolphins QB is going to be a moon man?
Yeah, when we thought it was going to be someone that wasn't Tua.
Yeah, and it's gonna be Tua now.
I mean, Tua is the guy for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not that I don't think
So-
Tua will do good per start. I do. But, I mean, I don't know, bro.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that you mentioned that a while back, so I remembered, and I wanted to ask you about it and see what you thought.
Yeah. I mean, I definitely feel like he's not going to last half a season. It's not that I'm rooting against him or
Right.
anything, and I will not be happy if I'm right. That, you know, I'm rooting for him to stay healthy. I'm in a dilemma here because I need a wide receiver I believe in. Let's see here.
All right, Smitty, I'll let you do your thing. I appreciate
No,
it, bro.
it's all right. Hang tight real quick. Let me just draft Tide. Okay, go ahead, bro. So I'm sensing hesitation in your voice. I feel like you're hoping that I say that Tua is the Moon Man. Then I think that's what you want me to say, isn't it?
No. I was just curious, like if you still were how you felt about that, like
No.
how you did earlier.
No, because
on.
if you see the Moon Man list, it's nowhere to be found anymore. It's not
Right.
on there.
Right.
Yeah. So
Right.
like if it was
No,
it was gonna be Aaron Rodgers or Lamar, maybe we were kind of thinking then that was gonna be Moon Man City, you know, Tyreek Hill and Waddle. Yeah, it would have been phenomenal.
No.
Later, Matt.
Yeah. Phenomenal.
But look, Tua's gonna be okay. But the problem is Tua looks like a couple lbs too heavy too. Is it September yet? Not yet,
No.
Clinton. Appreciate your super chat. Is Mike White going to be good, though, in that offense if, let's say, Tua goes down? Probably, you know. Like, Tua was kind of a joke around these parts when we thought he was walking into the season with, you know, all this high expectation and excitement, and we're just, like, pretending that there's Tua goggles. Everybody's wearing Tua goggles, and he looked really good. But he got injured. He seemed to have gotten a little figured out before the concussion situation really unraveled the end of his season. But I wouldn't say that Tua can't be good, but carrying what looks like an extra 20 pounds, I don't think that's going to be good for him and the concussion stuff. I know everyone thinks logically you gain weight, you're probably going to be able to withstand some hits better. That's what the thinking is, right? But the head has nothing to do with the size of your body. If you get rocked, if you get a headshot, that weight's going to do you no good. And weighing more is going to make you hit the ground harder each time, which is going to be hard to keep that head, you know, from hitting the ground because you're going to be going to the ground harder at a harder velocity. And it's just the part that's going to get him is if he bangs the back of his head on the ground at all, he's out. You know, and could that change? Maybe. I mean, look at Brandon Cooks. That was concussion city right there. But now he hasn't suffered a concussion in a long time. Frank Gore was the most injury-prone running back in the National Football League by a long mile. And then one day Frank Gore woke up and his bones ossified, and the man never suffered another injury again. It was crazy. So, like, things can change, and who knows? But I would be, if I was a betting man on the topic, and I would not bet on the topic because this is a man's health, and I'm not rooting for it. I don't want to be in any position to be rooting for it at all, and I hope my prediction's wrong, but it's not a matter of if, it's when. This guy suffered brain damage. A concussion is brain damage. And then his team and his coach sent him back onto the field, and he suffered brain damage again in the same game. And I don't know that his brain will ever recover from that, is my guess, based on what I'm seeing, based on little love taps with the ground. He's out, you know. That makes me feel like his head is, it's almost like his brain, if you, for argument's sake, or to try and explain how I feel, because people that study concussions their whole life will tell you they don't know. Anybody that says they know something doesn't know, because the people that have studied it their entire life say it's an enigma. It's a mystery. No one knows the brain and how it works in relation to concussions and predicting anything. The only thing you could say is the likelihood of a concussion is strongly, strongly, strongly more likely every time you suffer one. Every single time you have a concussion, you are more susceptible to the next one. Every time. And it gets worse. That's why Kurt Warner had to retire. That's why Steve Young had to retire. Especially when you're a quarterback, you're hitting the ground differently with your head. You're getting your back's turned and you get smacked. Your head gets shook like that. And the best way to describe it would be like your brain is.
I smoked a rack of baby back ribs tonight, and they came out so good. I wish you could have some, Smitty. For real.
Man, that sounds good. Baby back ribs, barbecue sauce. I love baby back ribs.
Oh, they came out so good. Yeah, I smoked them up. Oh man, came out proper, man.
I'm gonna take this guy a little early because I don't want to get sniped by anybody in this draft. I need him. I need him around early. It's Tank Dell. I need Tank Dell's services around early. I'm sorry. I did a little reachy poo, guys. Don't get mad at me. But I didn't want you all to take him. Here's my team right here on the end. I've got Nathaniel Dell, Hyatt, Zay Jones. Oh, Young, where'd you go, Young? I think Young asked me about Tua, and I don't know that he loved the answer. Young, you can call back if you want. Oh, I got 15 seconds. I'm going to time out. Let's go, Jordan Love. Let's just own the quarterback position, baby. Dolphins coach seems drunk at the press conference. Yeah, what was with Miami Mike's reaction? It was a ridiculous reaction. Absolute ridiculous. They said, "Are you interested in signing Dalvin Cook?" I believe is what the question he was answering. He was like, "How old am I?" And I was born in '83, which means my birthday's. I was born on blah blah blah. Like, does that mean my birthday? So that means I wasn't born yesterday. Wasn't born yesterday means I won't tell you who I like. So that means I'm not going to tell anybody. Paul says, I'm jealous watching. Yeah, if you missed what he said, it was really weird. We sound like Biden. I'm jealous watching all these drafts you guys are doing ever since. Yeah, sorry, pal. Underdog started over here. Hopefully Underdog will be spreading over toward your area, your neck of the woods. But we'll be doing some drafts. Don't you worry. Appreciate you, Silver, popping in here. Where's Denny? I don't know. Denny seems to vanish for about 4 or 5 days at a time. Anybody coming out to Vegas to see me July 15? I will be in Vegas. I will be at Circus Sports. I'll be at Stadium Swim, which is Stadium Swim is that big TV at the pool side. Looks amazing. We'll be doing the Scott Fishbowl live draft in person. First ever live stream Scott Fishbowl live draft. I'll be streaming the entire draft. I don't know that an entire Scott Fishbowl draft has ever even been live streamed. I'm going to be live streaming the first ever full Scott Fishbowl draft that is live in person draft. Maybe first ever live stream full version, but we're definitely streaming the first live version fully. And I'm drafting from, I believe, the 3 spot. Why Chase over Hill? I mean, Chase to me is the number 1 overall pick. Hill's maybe fourth, the 4th wide receiver in my book. I get the appeal, but I mean, Chase's points per target, I think, were number 1 in the league last year, if I remember correctly, or yardage, which I think it might have been points per target. And he missed a significant amount of time last year. Chase is in the most amazing offense. Not saying that Miami Mike's offense isn't amazing, but he's got Tua Tagovailoa, who we just talked about, likely to suffer a concussion at some point, and then Mike Mike White comes in, who I think will do well, but I don't know how well he can sustain the level that we need to make Tyreek Hill and Waddle both survive as, super high-end wide receiver ones. Maybe one floats to the mid-range. Maybe Mike White connects more with Waddle. Probably Hill will be fine. But if Tua goes down, the touchdown production in the entire offense probably goes down. I'm not saying Mike White can't, garner some wins and march the team down the field and make the Miami Dolphins a good football team. But I think Tua does throw a lot. Tua does do well in the system. And if Tua's not in there, I probably would expect the touchdown production to drop off. I hope to watch you draft live in Vegas. Yes, Pal Derby, I hope to see you there, my guy. On the clock. Man. It is slim pickings out there. I'll probably go Curtis Samuel. What's my team look like so far? Got 3 QBs. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 running backs. Hold on, lateral Nicholas. 1 second. 1 second. I got to make a selection here. I'm going to time out. Oh, no, I'm not on the clock yet. Okay, good. What's up, lateral Nicholas? What's going on?
Hey, Smitty. So I just wanted to call back. I don't know if you remember my situation, but I just wanted to read off the teams that I was looking at for potential trades.
Okay.
So there's a guy with Garrett Wilson, Chris Olave, and Aaron Rodgers. And then there's a guy with Gibbs, Burrow, and London. So I was just wondering, how much I should give up to get something out of those two, maybe.
You might have to give me an option here. What are we looking at? What is your idea?
Yeah. So I have Devontae Adams, Keenan Allen, Saquon, Eckler, Tony Pollard, Aaron Jones. Those are my main pieces. Yeah, really, I was just wondering I know you were saying to trade my, obviously, wide receivers away and keep Eckler and Saquon, but I feel like one might have to go.
Well, I don't mind trading away Eckler or Saquon. If you trade, this is a dynasty, you said?
No, this is redraft.
Okay. So, redraft, what I would look to do is, so Eckler's on the move. You send him to a team that has a lesser running back, preferably one full round or more. And the key person I would be looking to is Walker. I would want Charbonnet somehow. I don't know if he has Charbonnet. But this will allow you to go Walker plus something. And honestly, bro, there's so many people that hate London and Watson, and I've seen Olave being ranked in the 4th round in some drafts, and he should go in the 2nd in a snake league, full of a bunch of sharks and snakes that know what they're doing. But you could easily pull off a Walker in London for Eckler, something like that would be.
Yeah. So it's a super flex, so I'm trying to get a second quarterback as well. Because right now I just have Daniel Jones and Desmond Ridder. And I don't know if the Burrow guy is – I'm probably going to have to give him a lot. So I was looking at the Aaron Rodgers guy, and he has Garrett Wilson and Chris Olave. So do you think I should give up, I don't know if he'd take it, but maybe Devontae and Pollard – and Aaron Jones for Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers? I don't know if that's too much.
So Devontae Adams, Pollard, and Aaron Jones for...
Yeah.
For,
Garrett Wilson and Aaron Rodgers.
Yeah, for G Willie, A-Rod. I mean, yeah, I'd do that. I'd probably do that. In a super flex, I'd do that. But I mean, it is probably better. Not saying it's easier. It is probably better to somehow, some way trade. Sorry, I thought I'd showed that. To trade Eckler for.
And Keenan maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know if he'd like Keenan Allen if he has Olave.
For like an A-Rod and.
He has Pacheco and Brian Robinson as his RBs.
I mean, if you could do something like that, A-Rod and G Willie in a superflex redraft for Eckler and Keenan Allen, like that would be something I'd consider. Or if you could go the route of like Fields, would be even better. Get Fields, and then like somehow there's like
the Fields guy has
Swift or something that he doesn't like, or Pacheco he doesn't like.
He has an ETN, the Fields guy.
That would be great.
He has Jerry Jeudy, AJ Brown, and JJ.
AJ
So
Brown.
Fields, Eckler. I don't know what I could give him. Is that too much to give up? Like, I preferably want to keep 2 out of 3 of Saquon, Devontae,
I'm not sure, man. I mean, you're just gonna have to poke around. But I mean, I would definitely give up Eckler. I'd rather not give up Pollard, but I think you could get more for Eckler, which is why I would potentially go the route of trading Eckler. And again, this is super flex, but if you could somehow, like, what about T Law? What's the T Law?
He has Calvin Ridley as a wide receiver. Let me double check his RVs. He is Calvin Ridley, D-Hop, Bijan, Najee.
Man, do you think he considers Eckler more like higher than Bijan?
I don't know. I know what he drafted.
What?
I think my auto draft was right before him, and I took Eckler first. But
he's got Bijan and who is receivers?
He has Calvin Ridley, D-Hop, Brandon Cooks. It's also a 3 wide receiver league.
Yeah, I know you want QBs, but I mean, I definitely entertain a Bijan Ridley for Eckler, Keenan Allen, and just beef that up and then go from there. But getting an Aaron Rodgers might be tough, but it's going to be a lot easier than going after a T Law or any of those guys. A-Rod for I mean, without giving up like a quarter, like if you can sell a Danny Dimes and yeah, I don't know, bro. It's gonna be hard to get a quarterback. You almost got to roll. You got Goff and Dimes, is that right?
No. I have Ridley.
Who?
Or
Ritter.
Ritter. I'm sorry, Desmond Ritter. Yeah.
I'm not saying don't go after a quarterback, but they're going to be so hard to trade for. I'd almost just try and beef up every other position and just ride Jones and Ritter and then try and do some kind of trade later. But I think the value is in trading Eckler and trying to get like a Walker and something. Getting a Bijan and Ridley, which was the deal we're talking about. So you get Bijan and Ridley and you give up Eckler and what do we say, Keenan Allen? And just go one trade at a time. So you get that, you're beefing up your team there, boom. And then later on, you try and upgrade a Danny Dimes using some sort of player on your bench, or not your bench, in your lineup. You're not named Bijan or Ridley, and try and keep like your top 3 or 4 guns, but just try and just squeak into an Aaron Rodgers. You might also be more fortunate to get a QB later on. Like, not everything has to happen before week 1. A lot of players slump.
Yeah.
You know, and when there's a slumping going on, you can strike. So, hey, I got to run. Appreciate you. Who am I talking to? Is this Lancaster or Lateral Nicholas?
Yeah, it was Lancaster. Real quick, I was just saying that. Real quick, people are trying to handcuff Algier for Bijan. If Bijan goes down, you want to get Cordero Patterson in the last round because he fulfills the Bijan role, but just not as good. So that's what I'm going to say. I'm out.
Thanks, Lancaster. Appreciate you. Yeah, I mean,
All right, thanks, Eddie.
Yeah, I'll see you both later. Good job, Lancaster. I like it. Thank you, Lateral Nicholas. Appreciate you both. I'd rather have Algier cuffed, but I mean, I get it. I'd probably draft. You still there, Lancaster?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I'd probably draft. I mean, you could almost draft all 3, but it just depends on the depth of your bench. But
yep.
Yeah, I don't love my team. I like it. I don't love it, but I like it. It's Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, Christian Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Pitts, Javonte, Alvin Kamara, Aaron Rodgers, Zay Jones, Tank Bigsby, Jalen Hyatt, Nathaniel Dell, Jordan Love, Curtis Samuel, Justin Ross, Tyler Scott, and Luke Musgrave. Not a horrible team at all, but not my favorite. This is Snipe City. Ron Navy's on the line. Ron Navy out. I'm sorry, I inhaled something.
Where you got to run?
What?
Where you got to run to?
Oh yeah, I got things I gotta do tonight, but just some.
Hey man, you have a great night.
Yeah, hey Lancaster.
Here before I curse.
All right, later, Lancaster. Appreciate you. Yeah, you're a loose cannon on here. What's up, Ron?
How's your calf?
My calf? It's still torn.
Your calf?
Yeah, it's feeling better though.
So you ain't gonna be running nowhere. You got a hobble.
Yeah, it's true. Dun-dun-dun. Bijan, Hurts, Drake London, Kenneth Walker, Jordan Addison, George Pickens, Madison, Anthony Richardson, Pat Fryermuth. I like the team. Really, really balanced team. Very, very solid. We've got the final pick. Why is the final pick not loaded?
You know what's so good about actually doing it in our community? Even though it's Snipeville, it makes us have variance in our teams.
Yeah, that is true. If I had to guess,
that was my first Anthony Richardson.
Anthony Richardson, Ron.
Richardson.
I feel bad for you the day that there's a couple players with similar names that you say and you're going to draft the wrong one. There's going to be an Anthony Richards that gets into the league and you're going to draft him instead.
Oh, it's already happened.
You're going to draft a golf instead of Goff. Jefferson, Mahomes, Gibbs, Judy. See, I like some of these starts. Like I like Blind Larry's start. I didn't like some of the picks in between, but that's okay. I mean, you got to do your own thing. Don't worry about me. Blind Larry, it's a good team. I love the start though. Burrow, Brees, Jamar. I love the start for King Johnny in the 2 slot. JJ, Mahomes, Jahmyr Gibbs. I just think Judy in the 4th round is just a big reach for me. I couldn't even come close. I couldn't draft him in the entire 5th round. And I know he's got upside, but he's just there's a lot of red flags there. There's the Broncos, there's Russell Wilson, there's Judy himself staying on the field, and there's just a lot of red flags for 4th round value. Brandon Ayuk, same thing. You know, it's just hard to bank on that. I like Dalvin Cook if he lands somewhere good. Dallas Goedert's a good pick. The 3rd slot, Tyreek Hill, Nick Chubb, Calvin Ridley, DeAndre Hopkins, Christian Kirk, Miles Sanders, Treylon Burks, Tua Tagovailoa. Not a huge fan of some of the pieces, I guess, when you combine them all. Like some of them, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a fan of Tua being your number 1 QB. Not a big Burks guy. Not a huge Miles Sanders guy, although I don't hate him. Goon squad from that 4 slot: McCaffrey, Devontae Smith, Pollard, Hawkinson, Herbert, Jahan Dotson. I like some of that. Ron Navy's team I like a lot. That's probably the best team so far, I think, is the Bijan, Hurts, Drake London. That draft slot was perfect. Cooper Kupp, Chris Olave, Derrick Henry, Najee, Mike Williams, Mike Evans. I like that. That's a good team. A.J. Brown, Saquon, Ramondre, Fields, McLaurin, Hollywood, Deontay, Zach Charbonnet. It's nice. Cron's got, I think, too many receivers. You know, like I don't mind going wide receiver heavy, but when you're going guys that don't really like pop, like why do it then, you know? Like Chris Godwin and Lockett, I don't think they're worth sacrificing running backs. Although it went a lot of wide receiver between those picks, so it's not like you did something too crazy, but I don't know. Pacheco and Connor are decent, but those are your number 1 and number 2 running backs, so I'm not huge on that build. Diggs, Jalen Waddle, Josh Allen, Cooper, J.K., Kittle, Gabe Davis, Rashad Bateman. Interesting squad. Brian Robinson, okay. Austin Eckler, Adams, Josh Jacobs, DK, Joe Mixon, Pittman. God, Akers. This is like the all-avoid Smitty team. Eckler, Devontae Adams, Jacobs. DK, I'm not avoiding DK in the 4th round. That's decent. Joe Mixon, Michael Pittman, Akers. I like Waller. Michael Thomas, Daniel Jones, Odell. It's like my entire list. Garrett Wilson is my squad. Garrett Wilson, Jonathan Taylor, Travis Etienne, Christian Watson, Trevor Lawrence, Kyle Pitts, Javonte Kamara, Aaron Jones, Zay Jones, Tank Bigsby, Jalen Hyatt, Nathaniel Dell, Jordan Love, Curtis Samuel, Justin Ross, Tyler Scott, Luke Musgrave. And then from who's this again? Whose pick is this? Is Thomas? Who is this? I forget. This was oh God, Andrew dropped a super chat. Andrew, you still here? I'm sorry, I just saw this, bro. Andrew at the movies says, "Hi Smitty, I have 7th pick overall in a redraft. I think 6th guy will take Kelsey. Should I grab Bijan plus Devontae or Diggs?" Go Devontae and Diggs. I'm not drafting Devontae in the 2nd round, let alone the 1st round, Andrew. I'm not a believer in that system. I'm not a believer in Jimmy G. Trust your gut. 2nd round, I wouldn't tell you it's a mistake to grab him, but definitely a mistake to grab him in the 1st round. Grab Bijan and Diggs. That would be my guess as to what would make the most sense for you, but you got to kind of let it. I don't think Diggs necessarily falls to your 2nd round pick. But if he does, that would be fantastic. But don't set your mind on something, like go with the flow. Maybe somebody's there that you love. Bijan and Olave will be fine. Bijan and St. Brown would be great. Bijan and Jalen Hurts early is fine with me. So that's what Ron drafted in this draft right here. If you want to look at what a early quarterback draft can still look like, even though people make fun of it, which tomorrow I've got that premiere on early quarterback. Bijan and Hurts. This team looks fire. It still has Drake London, Kenneth Walker, so appreciate you, Andrew. Andrew, you still here? Hopefully Andrew's still here. Sorry, I missed that, Andrew. All right, guys. Ian's with a $5 holler says, "Thanks for answering my tight end question last show. I'll have to call in one of these days." Thank you, Ian. Appreciate you dropping another super chat. I'll tell you what, guys. We got 92 likes. We just need 8 more, and we'll. I'm not going to stay for the whole draft, but I'll certainly start one and then draft along the side. Once I end the show, I'll obviously keep it going. So let me back out of here. Hit that thumb up, please. 93 thumbs up. Hit the green button now. Now. And we only have
Garrett Wilson.
There's only 3 people. No, puppy. There's only 3 spots in there. So we have the whole draft to ourselves. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 4 spots still remain. Jump in the puppy now. 2 spots still remain. 1 spot, and it's full.
Damn. I didn't even realize. I thought you were going enough Garrett Wilson. I did a draft right alongside here. Oh, I got the number 2.
Yeah, you're in this one. Yep.
And I timed out because I was doing both drafts at the same time. I timed out and got Michael Thomas.
All right, so I'm in the 5 spot, which I like. I'll go like 2 or 3 rounds on this, and then I gotta jump out. Good night, Smitty. I've still been watching, not chatting as much. Thank you, Diddy. Appreciate you. Double D's in here gifting 20 memberships like a madman, a menace, a taxing menace.
Alert. Super chat alert.
$20 super chat. $20 super chat.
Alert. Super chat alert.
Just a straight menace.
Yep, Chase.
You like the
I haven't had.
You like the alternative of the money machine? I kind of like it better. Dumping a whole bag of money on myself.
You just put a couple holes in there, and you can put the bag over your head like the Saints used to do.
Yeah.
The Aints.
Yeah, you missed the earlier show, but we did talk about that, saying that if Christian Watson doesn't hit the 851 yards over, I'm going to take that bag, put it over my head, and be ashamed of myself. I'm that confident in it.
Hey, did you notice that last draft that Blind Larry's 75% of his team had the same bye week?
No. Did he see it?
I don't think he saw it. He's blind.
Hey, Blind Larry, did you see it? Did it? You know, I wonder if it. God, it's got to be hard. Like, I commend that man to draft it.
I'm just teasing.
Yeah, to draft that kind of team and to have all those things to worry about. Like, this guy's out there playing 3D chess with us. Okay.
You know what? Since he started drafting, though, I've seen a lot of his drafts, and he's gotten so much better since he started.
Yeah,
he's like, if there was an MVP for most improved drafts, I'd give it to Blind Larry.
Yeah, and he's drafting like all my players. He snipes the hell out of me. He snipes the hell out of me. Blind Larry says, You said it's only 1 week.
I meant for the buys. If you get a bunch of buys on the same week, it's only 1 week. I did say that a while ago.
Remember
That's
the
funny.
coin, Harold and Kumar. I don't remember that movie, Harold and Kumar. I don't know that I've ever watched the whole thing through. All right, I'm gonna go 4 rounds and then I'm jumping off the line, Ron. Any particular topics? Go watch the video a little bit at the beginning, at least, on Christian Watson. We had a guy come in at the very beginning after the premiere ends, because I've been doing a premiere at the beginning of the show now. I kind of like the format.
Yeah.
But a guy
Gotta go back and
there's a couple.
watch your show from
There's
because I missed it. I fell asleep. I was at the vet's office for like over 3 hours this afternoon. Came home, I was wore out.
Yeah.
And, fell asleep.
Sick Nasty gifted.
That sign is phenomenal, though, dude.
Oh yeah.
Did you?
No,
That
well,
sign
not
is
yet.
like
Not yet. Yeah,
point.
looks good.
Yeah.
You watch Eastbound and Down. Loved Eastbound and Down. Ethan loved it.
I bet I can guess your pick.
Maybe.
The Big O. The Big O.
A top 5 wide receiver hides among the people. His cost of entry is near illegal. Few see him coming. Many stay away. His name is Chris Olave.
Yeah, appreciate Double D dropping the gifted memberships. Unbelievable. It was a great show earlier, Beard. It was, and I love seeing Beard in here, Black Beard in the house. Appreciate him.
Heck yeah.
Denny is like Steve.
I know. I'm not getting the best value out of this, but I really don't care. Y'all can kiss my butt, but I'm doing it anyways.
Do it live.
Doing it live.
No, that's fine. You're doing the stack for a reason. You know.
Yep.
Can't get mad
But
at that.
I got it.
Can't get mad at
The
that.
tripod, baby. The original.
Now I have so far Bijan and Olave. Okay. I could go Ridley. Pollard just went. I could go Breece Hall here. I'm going to cue Breece. I don't know that I'm taking him. I'm probably going to go Josh Allen because as my third drafted player, that's just phenomenal. This is one of my favorite starts over the last couple days, I think. This is definitely one of my favorite starts I've had. I've got Bijan, Chris Olave, Josh. I almost said Joseph Cigar Smoking Burrow. That's your guy. Josh Cigar Smoking Allen. I got Allen smoking cigars now. I like that squad.
Yeah, I couldn't pass up on getting Burrow to go along with it.
I think
Chase,
when you draft as many drafts as we draft, you know, especially Ron, you gotta have a Chase, Higgins, Burrow team. You got to.
Yeah.
You gotta have that at least one time out of all the drafts you do. It's just, oh man, Jokic really screwed me on today's underdog freebie with Butler getting 1 point. Just crap the bed. I was so pissed off at him. Not only does he beat my Suns, he goes out there and just lazy fashion tonight. Scores 23 points. First time he scored that low point total in a long time. Just went out and crapped the bed on my high or low.
Yep. And he only got 4 assists when he's been averaging over 10.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's too.
Bijan getting
I knew I should have only did the 2 players like I did last time and just taken the $60 and ran, but no, I had to try to get greedy.
Who won? Denver. It's 3-1. One more game and it's over. Denver just looks like it's crazy because they're teams that are so much better than them on paper, but Denver just goes out and destroys them on the court. Like it's a great group. The chemistry, this team deserves it. They deserve it. It's not, for some reason, it's not fun. Like it's not the funnest, excitingest, most exciting team to watch, but they get it done, and you got to be proud of them and respect them. But you know, I'm really disappointed in my Suns, and then Chris Paul getting cut. They're cutting Chris Paul, but you know, I'm okay with that if we replace him with a big name player, and we should be able to draw in a big name player. Like we better draw in a big name player. If we don't replace Chris Paul with a big gun somehow, I'm going to be very disappointed.
Right.
Very, very disappointed. Okay, Kelsey, Patrick Mahomes, Derrick Henry. Very interesting start there, Midwest. I like Derrick Henry in some contexts. That one I do enjoy. Josh Jacobs, Jonathan Taylor, and Tyreek. Not a big fan of Jacobs, but I love Tyreek and JT paired together. Before that, over on the 8 spot, we got Diggs, Adams, Calvin, Gibbs. Not bad. I wish Gibbs would have fallen to me. That is a really, really nice start. Okay, so I might go the direction of like you did in your draft with that 4th draft slot. I mean, I could go a couple different ways. I think I'm going to go Kenneth Walker. I really like the way that.
Wow, I'm surprised.
I really like the way that.
I'm actually surprised.
I almost went London.
I really am.
Why are you surprised?
I know. Surprised because I was going to take Walker because I figured you were going to take the other, but oh well.
Yeah, I really like the look of him as the 4th drafted player. It's really smooth. It was tough. I tend to go 2 running backs, 1 wide receiver more than I go 2 wide receivers, 1 running back. And I know that's different than most people, but I love it. It's against the grain. It always makes me feel more comfortable.
I'm not going to give London up.
Hey, man, this is a great chance for you to do a 0 running back approach through 4 rounds. And I mean, crap, man. That could turn out to be really nice. I mean, I love the Joe Burrow, T. Higgins, Jamar Chase with London, and then you scoop up your running back galore. You got a little competition.
Like that?
Yeah, I like that. That's not bad at all.
Yeah.
You got a little competition there with Ace from the 1 spot who's trying his hardest to go the same route as you. All right. This is my last pick, and then I got to jump. On the clock. Oh.
You notice Blackbeard chopped down his name to his beard. It's weird.
I'm going crazy in this one. No beard. Beard might have shaved it. Look at that team. This is where you naturally deploy the double quarterback. 1 QB league, ladies and gentlemen, but optimal scoring. Felt like a steal. I couldn't pass it up. Bijan, Kenneth Walker, Chris Olave, Josh Allen, Fields.
Leave it on the fields.
Just in time.
Fields of dreams.
Fields like making love.
Outstanding in his fields.
Fields so good.
Fields general. My field's good. Uneven playing fields.
Battlefields tested.
Fields. Fields. He's for reals.
What do you think about that approach there, Ron?
Yeah, I like it.
It feels like a good time to try it. All right, Ron, I got to jump. Guys, I'll continue, obviously, drafting live with you, but I'm going to jump off the stream right now. Tonight's just a shorter night. I got some things I got to take care of, some family to attend to, and appreciate you all. Ron, I'll see you tomorrow. We'll do a live premiere, early quarterback. I expect you in the live chat defending it with your honor.
All right.
As the Karate Kid song plays, right. Fight for your honor. All right, later, Ron. Appreciate you. Later.
Yeah. All right, bye.
All right, guys. I'll be drafting with you to the end of this one. We'll do a Garrett Wilson draft tomorrow. Appreciate you all. See you later. Thank you to all my super chatters. Oh, gifted memberships. Hold on a second. I even turned the lights off in here. Gifted membership from my boy Double D.
To the moon.
Double D's the man. Thank you, Double D. Really, really appreciate you. Double D to the moon. Double D to the moon. Big brother just watching out for us while he's doing taxes live. Tax man extraordinaire. Gifted memberships. TMT dropping 5. Matthew gifted 5 member. Matthew, you still here? Matthew Boyd? I hope he's still here. I didn't see this until now. Matthew Boyd. Where is he? Matthew Boyd. Thank you. Beard. Appreciate you, Beard. So Matthew Boyd gifted 5 memberships. TMT gifted 5 memberships. Double A gifted 5 memberships. Appreciate Double A. Double D gifted 10 memberships. I'm sorry, Double A gifted 10. Double D gifted 10. Double A gifted 10. Double D gifted 20. Unbelievable human being. Matthew Boyd, unbelievable human being. And then the super chatters of this stream, Thomas dropping the 5 spot. Lancaster dropping the 2. Sir Isaac also dropping 1. Clinton doing fire things in the chat. Matthew Boyd dropping super chats like a monster. Andrew dropping a $5 hauler. Andrew, are you still here? Did you get my answer? Andrew at the movies. I answered your question. You here? Thank you. Drop that on screen there. Andrew, and then Ian dropping a $5 hauler like an absolute monster. Ian is the man. Andrew, you here? Hello, Andrew? Andrew, appreciate your super chat, buddy. Hope you got the answer. Hope you heard me deliver it. Sent you a super chat as well, says Matthew. I think I acknowledged that right now, didn't I? Yeah, I did. Matthew dropping the $5 hauler. Hit that. Let's get that 100, boys. This guy was responsible for having another draft. Oh God, am I timing out? No. Oh, I timed out. Oh, son of a. See you later.